Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Welcome to the start of a new week. It is Monday morning. We have a week lying ahead. Our teacher this week is Sadhguru. So every meditation this week will be led by a message from Sadhguru. Sunbury, good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to the start of a new week. Right, as we look ahead into the next 7 days, Sadhguru reminds us that everything from the past or present exists only within our minds. The past is a collection of memories and the future is a series of projections. Neither truly exists in the tangible now. This realization empowers us to create a new relationship with our thoughts. We can stop being prisoners of what is not real and instead embrace the vibrant possibilities of the present. Hey Anthony, good morning. It's very good to see you, man. Stefan, hello, welcome to a new week. First thought from Sadhguru says, you cannot suffer the past or the future because they do not exist. He says it's impossible to suffer from the past. It is impossible to suffer from the future because they don't exist. What you are suffering is your memory, and you are suffering your imagination. Danae, good morning. Happy Monday. Sarah, good morning. And Charlene, good morning. Welcome to the start of a new week. Everything we experience, past, present, or future, is experienced only within us. The past doesn't exist. It is only alive within our memory. The future has not happened yet. It is only alive in our imagination. It is up to each of us to form a new relationship with our mind so that we can live without being trapped by what doesn't exist. Sadhguru says, what is past cannot be fixed. What is now can only be experienced. What is next can be created. The last thought from Sadhguru says, do not worry about your future. Do your present well, and the future will blossom. Estelle, good morning. Happy Monday. We do start every Monday meditation by looking forward into the week ahead as a way of setting our intention. It gives us an opportunity to do a bit of mental rehearsal so that we step into each day intentionally and not just on autopilot. But we know that we can't live in that future, that the only place where we can effectively apply ourselves is right here in this very moment, from one moment to the next. How we show up to this moment is how we create our next moment. So if you're ready, let's dive off of this diving board right into a new week together. If you're ready, you can close your eyes, and here we go. Starting with the first few big breaths. Take a deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. Every time you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. I want to remind you of what you're doing right now. The full body breathing that you are deliberately engaging with right now has a much bigger effect than simply bringing oxygen into your body. So while you continue your own full body breathing, we'll have a quick conversation about what's happening in your body right now as you breathe. What our nervous systems have learned over a long process of evolving is that slow breathing, especially breathing into your belly nice and slow, carries with it a clear message of safety. Think of the opposite, whether a human or an animal. When there is danger, when we are running from danger, hiding from danger, fighting danger, slow, deliberate belly breathing would be impossible in all of those scenarios. What our nervous system has learned is that slow, deliberate belly breaths means an absence of danger. It means this body is in a safe place. One of the many things our body does when there's real danger and we have to fight or run is to send most of our resources to the things that are needed for fighting and running, our arms and legs. When we perceive danger, our arteries constrict, which pushes blood flow out to the extremities. Arms and legs need to work really hard. And the part of our brain that needs attention is the older part of our brain, the part of our brain filled with patterns and programming. Because survival is what's necessary right now. Fighting or running, nothing else. When you stop and take deep breaths into your belly, use your diaphragm to its full capability as you breathe. All of those survival processes go in reverse. Blood flow is not pushed out to the extremities, but pays attention to the major organs. Even our immune system gets more blood and oxygen when we're not in fight or flight. And then your brain, remember that when you're in danger, your brain only needs to think thoughts of fighting and running. But when you're not in danger, when you're able to breathe deeply, your brain becomes allowed to think thoughts that are creative, that can solve problems in a creative way, that has space for connection and empathy. Every time you stop for a few big breaths, you create more space within you. Space to actually think. Space to actually be healthy. So try and remember multiple times every day to afford yourself this space by stopping for a few big breaths. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch and adjust and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles, rolling forward and to the left and forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. You can lean your upper body over to the left and also lean your upper body over to the right. Deep breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least as much as we are able to do that, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips in and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation and invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath, but hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, see yourself standing at the start of a new week, ready to dive off. Take your next big breath. We start off by taking a look at the week ahead, walking ourselves through what is known about the week ahead, what is already in the calendar. So with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, Take a walk through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Remind yourself of what lies ahead. What are the things that you know you need to do? What are the people that you know you need to see? Where are the places that you know you need to go? Give your mind a clear picture, a clear reminder of what lies ahead this week. Take your next big breath. What are you creating this week? And please be reminded that everything you do or anything you do can be included. This does not have to be a serious work goal, although it may certainly be. Perhaps in the week ahead, you have a beautiful hike coming up. That could be the focus. You're going to be interacting with other humans this week. Perhaps some of them are strangers. Perhaps most of them are just your family. It's important to ask ourselves the question, how do I want to create this week? How do I want to be and show up as I interact with the humans in my world this week? So whatever it is that comes up for you, try and bring one intention, or perhaps one goal, into your mind as a clear image. How do you want to create this week? Or what do you want to create this week? Lean in and have fun with the image you are creating. Take your next big breath. For the moment, transport yourself ahead in time to the weekend that lies ahead, standing at the end of the week and looking back. If you had a checklist for this week, what are some things you'd like to check off the list? I got this done, I got that done. Or what are some items on your list for which you want to say, I got started on this one and I made progress on that one? Take a moment to review your checklist for the end of the week. Take your next big breath. We start a Monday meditation by looking into the week ahead, to remind ourselves to be intentional, to not just stumble into every day on autopilot, but to be intentional about how we show up. Sadhguru reminds us, though, and it's an important reminder, that the future, like the past, it exists only in our minds. The only place we can apply ourselves is in the present moment, from one present moment to the next, or in the eternal present moment. So here's a little bit of a paradox. As we look ahead into the future of the week that lies ahead, we're going to rehearse being present. And in order to find a focus for our rehearsal, I want you to think backwards. Cast your mind backwards to the last week or the week before. Find a moment in which you experienced some pressure. It could be that you were triggered by someone, or perhaps just so much pressure because of everything you need to get done that it was hard to get clear. So find a moment in the recent past if you can, or further back if it's necessary, where you felt triggered, where you felt under pressure or anxious, and where perhaps you could have been a bit more present. Find your own example, and then we'll work with that example. Take your next big breath. As we look into the week ahead, and we take a bit of time to rehearse so that we are not blindsided, but we have some preparation. I want you to imagine that you have a similar experience. A similar experience with either being triggered by someone, or feeling like you're under pressure, or feeling anxious. And often in these moments, we struggle to be present. Our fast brain tends to be dominant when we're under pressure or triggered. It's all the patterns and programming thinking at the speed of light. And then often we act from our fast brain, reacting way too quickly. So for this rehearsal, I want you to imagine you have the same trigger, but that this time, instead of your fast brain taking over, you take a few breaths, you slow yourself down, and you allow your slow brain to catch up. Can you see that happening? Can you see yourself being triggered, and instead of reacting, taking a few big breaths, waiting for your slow brain to catch up? I want you to imagine that in that moment of being pressured, you have the presence to stop and ask this question. See yourself do this under pressure. Stop and ask the question, what does this moment require of me? What does this moment ask me to take action on? What does this moment require of me? What does this moment ask me to do? Take your next big breath. Imagine being able to always have the presence to ask these questions before you react. The good news is that the more you rehearse this, the better you'll be able to do it in the moment, even when there's pressure. We'll ask a slightly different question. Imagine once again the same trigger or a similar experience happens again. Do you act quickly from your fast brain, or do you wait for your slow brain to catch up? See yourself take a few big breaths and ask yourself the question, what does this moment make available to me? What does this moment make available to me? Every moment brings opportunity, but we miss it when we act so quickly. What does this moment make available to me? Take your next big breath. And sometimes the moment, even if there's a trigger, even if there's anxiety, even if there's pressure, sometimes the moment requires us to do nothing about this. Here's one more question to remember to ask. As you take your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, ask the question, what does this moment ask me to let go of? What does this moment ask me to let go of? Take your next big breath. We'll take just one more big breath together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Take a deep breath in and hold. And as As you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. Imagine having the presence, not being lost in the future, not being caught by the past, but having the presence in every moment to not act from your fast brain, but wait for your slow brain to catch up. Take a few big breaths and ask, what does this moment, this present moment, what does it need from me? We can get much better at that. Sadhguru has a reminder that getting stuck anywhere else is unhelpful. He says mostly when we suffer, it is not by what the present brings, it is by our thoughts stuck in the past, our imagination about the future. I'll read to you Sadhguru's words again. You cannot suffer the past or the future because they don't exist. What you are suffering is your memory, and you are suffering from your imagination. He says what is past cannot be fixed. What is now can only be experienced. What is next can be created. He says, don't worry about your future. Do your present well. This is how you create. Do your present well. And then your future will be created. Your future will blossom. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for the privilege of standing at the start of a new week. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the opportunity to take a moment, look into my week ahead and be intentional. I don't want to step into every day on autopilot. I want to remind myself to step into every day intentional. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the reminder that the only place that we can apply ourselves, that we can apply our energy to, is being present. Not being lost in the future ideas I've created in my mind. That is just giving myself some direction. But I have to be here, present in every moment. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for becoming better at not acting too fast from my fast brain. Not acting too quickly from old programs and old patterns. but taking a moment to anchor myself in presence from moment to moment, so that I can ask the question, what is this moment asking of me? One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for joining us and diving into a new week together. May we remember to be present in every moment of this week. Thank you, Charlene. Thanks, Estelle. Have a beautiful week. Thank you, Anthony, Stefan, Danae, Sarah, Estelle, Sunmarie. Have a great week. Spread your wings, fly off into the week, and create at your highest potential. See you again soon. Ciao, ciao.